Hello, everybody. The question and answers video that I've been working on is on the way. I actually just got done filming it, and I was going to post that video first, but then I looked at all the different components and everything and all the editing things I'm going to have to do, and I'm like, yeah, this one's going to take me a few sittings to get this one done, so you'll probably get that one later in the week, and you'll be getting this one now. But yeah, it's all set to go. It's all filmed. I just need to splice it and edit it all together. And it's going to take me a really long time to do that. So you'll be seeing that probably by the end of next week or something along those lines. But I do have a topic I do want to talk about because I haven't talked too much about TNA lately, especially since they've been on the road. And as you know, I did give a positive review to Lockdown, their last pay-per-view, and I thought that they came out of that show with a lot of momentum. I thought the first show on the road was really good. Unfortunately, they have not been able to maintain that momentum in my eyes. I think being on the road certainly helps. I think it creates a better atmosphere from show to show, and it's certainly much better than sitting through the goddamn Impact Zone over and over again. However, the shows just aren't clicking. It's not that they're stunningly awful like they were in 2010 during that period when Hogan and Bischoff first took over. They moved to Monday nights, and it's not as stunningly bad as some of those shows were. It's just dull. It's just very repetitive too. I feel like I'm watching the same show every week, and I'm not seeing a whole lot of variety or story advancement that's actually interesting. Just a couple of examples of what's not working. I've already talked about the X Division, and we've had a few more weeks of it, and I'm sorry, it's not working. This whole new X Division format is not clicking at all whatsoever, and the ref cam only makes it worse. What's up with the yellow color filter on the camera? It looks really shitty. Yeah, it's just not working, and it's already, we're only a few weeks into it, and I already feel like I've seen the same match 6 times. It's just not working. Yeah, it's great that Chris Sabin's back. That's awesome, and it looks like they're going to give him a really huge push. I was surprised with the video package that they gave him. I was like, whoa, they're really serious with him. But even with that, I mean, this format just isn't working. I don't think it is. And I feel the matches are very repetitive, and it's harder to have good matches when you're always in three-way matches. So it's just not working. The tag division, some of the stuff, Bobby Roode and Austin Aries are entertaining, and Bad Influence, Daniels and Kaz, they're entertaining. Chavo and Hernandez are, team stereotype, Los Stereotipicos, or whatever the fuck you want to call them, but whatever, they're just placeholder champions. Some of that stuff is okay. It's just, the tag division only has 3 teams in it, so, I mean, what else are you going to do? It just feels like they're kind of, and even those teams, it's like, okay, Roode and Aries, how long is that team going to last, There's not a whole lot of variety and depth in the tag team division. It's just kind of, they've just got those 3 teams, and that's it. Some other thing, they're pushing Rob Terry again, which... Hooray! Of all the guys to push, it's like, really, Rob Terry, we're doing this again? Didn't we get enough of this in 2010? Didn't we realize back then that maybe he's not any good, and at the most he should just be somebody's muscle? What was wrong with him being Robbie E's muscle? Like, wasn't that like the best role for him because that's all he can do? We gotta do the Goldberg / Ryback push. So okay, have fun. Rob Terry sucks. Same old shit. Matt Morgan, the whole thing they're having him doing, it feels like I've seen the same promo with him 8 times. Next week we're having Team Sting versus the Aces and Eights. I feel like I've seen that match at least 20 times. That'll lead me into Sting. He's getting the next title shot against Bully Ray, and I'm thinking, okay, I get that Sting's a big star and a name, and they want to showcase that, but he's also fat, old, and wears a t-shirt to the ring. He's not the old Sting, and I don't want to see him in a main event picture. At the most, he should be used in tag matches. And that whole ending they did, where he came down to help Hogan, the lights went out, and he helped Hogan fight off the Aces and Eights. I watched it, and I just sat there and laughed, because I was like, really? This is what we're doing? We're back in 97, I guess. It's, and the sad thing about that segment is, and I've talked about, they need to do some sparks with their storylines and stuff. That was the chance to do something, and they didn't take it. I felt like, okay, that was a good opportunity to either have AJ come out and finally pick a side, which that's another story. And I like what they're doing with AJ. I like the overall presentation, but it sort of feels like I'm seeing the same thing every week, where it's like, AJ, pick a side, and then AJ walks off. AJ, pick a side, and then AJ walks off. And that's just kind of all they're doing with him, and it's just kind of at a standstill right now. And I get that they're trying to recreate 97 Sting, but part of the appeal of 97 Sting was that he wasn't there every week and you never knew when he was going to be there. So he was a more special attraction, even when he just popped up in the crowd and pointed the bat. That's all he had to do. And you didn't know. You couldn't count on Sting being there every week, so every time he popped up, it was special. And I actually just rewatched the ending to Uncensored 97 a little while ago, and that ending where Sting beat up the NWO, that was some awesome shit. But talking about awesome moments, this was not awesome because it's just too old. And in Sting's case, a fat guy. He's got a gut, you can see it. Beating up their top heel stable, and it all to establish Sting as the number one contender. And I'm like, we've seen that before. It's boring. It's boring, and I said the same thing about Undertaker way back when. Isn't Undertaker, like, so much cooler now that he's not there all the time? Like, now that he's, like, a once-in-a-blue-moon type of guy, he only pops up at around Mania season. Oh, hey, he's actually special. Oh, dude. And if Sting had been gone for a year, maybe that would have carried some weight, but it's just like, we've seen this. It's the same old shit we always get, and it's just boring. So my idea was, okay, you have this setup, Hogan's all by himself, you get your little Hulk up spot to liven up the crowd, and then the Aces and Eights come down, and they're going to completely beat the shit out of him. That was your opportunity to either have AJ come out and save him, or earlier in the night, they'd put Joseph Park through a table. It would have been a good way to call back to that and have Abyss come down and be the surprise and help Hogan run off the Aces and Eights and give Abyss a big return. And possibly build towards that split personality deal between Joseph Park and Abyss, which, I've compared it, that could have like a Fight Club style payoff if they do it right. But, but they didn't do that. They just kind of did the same old shit that they always do. It's like, oh yeah, Sting's the man. Yeah, we know that. And he was only gone for, 3-4 weeks? I didn't even miss him. He was, so his return didn't even really feel like a big deal. And we got that match to look forward to at Slammiversary. I'm like, I probably would have done Bully Ray and Kurt Angle. Just as like, yeah, you want to give Bully better go over. That's the thing I know right now. Even though I feel like the storyline has lost a lot of steam since Lockdown, because it's just kind of again, even Bully, he's great on the mic, but I feel like I'm hearing the same stuff being repeated and regurgitated over and over again. Hopefully Bully goes over at Slammiversary, and I understand they want to give him a big win over a big star. I would have given him Kurt Angle, because I think at least Kurt would have given him a better match. It's about the same amount of star power as Sting, but with a better match. So that's just better way to go there. So hopefully they kick something into gear, because nothing is it just feels like a dead show right now. It's just kind of repetitive and boring and, yada, yada, yada. They're pushing Kelly Part 2, Taryn Terrell, as one of the top knockouts, and I'm like, yeah, because... Okay. Because she's so good. Although I will say, they're putting her in there, wisely they're putting her in there with the likes of Tara and Gail, and, you can't look too bad when you're up against those guys, or those gals. But, I'm just looking at the show right now, and there's just not a whole lot going on that's that interesting. It's, it's just kind of dead in the water. And, you thought when they went on the road that they would bring a bigger spark to the show, and having the crowd is better, having a different venue is better, but they're in this formulaic setting right now where I feel like I'm just watching the same show every week. And hopefully they liven it up and, fix the X Division. Just drop this whole triple threat concept. It's not working. Throw a few tag teams into the mix just to bulk up the tag division and spark things up on the main event scene and actually start paying off some of these storylines and character directions that you're doing. That's just my thoughts. So those are my thoughts on TNA. They're not very good right now, to say the least, being kind. The question and answer video, like I said, it's already been filmed. I'm going to be wearing the same shirt in those videos. So, don't worry. I do wash my clothes and I wear different shirts every day. So that will not be an issue. It's coming out I just need to edit the whole thing together. I took one look at it, the whole bulky thing, and I'm like, that is going to take me forever to edit. I'm not going to have it done this weekend. So this is the video you're getting now. Hope you all enjoyed it. And stay tuned for the question and answers video sometime later this week.